So good morning.
Good morning.
Thanks for
Good
being with us.
morning.
This is Jeremy Lurie. I'm the CEO of Plus Delta Consulting, and fortunate enough to have Kathleen Ryan and Jeff Bellman with us today. We're going to be talking about their book, Extraordinary Groups, how ordinary teams achieve amazing results. So thank you both for being here.
Yeah.
You write about the group needs model. I've read just bits and pieces of it. So building on these experiences, what is at the core of an extraordinary group? What is that model that you both have created?
Well, our proposition is that we've identified 6 needs that people bring to groups. It's in response to the question, why do we group?
Whether we know it or not, our belief is people bring these needs. You want groups to succeed, meet these needs. What are these needs?
Well done, well done. These intangible, instinctive, intuitive, for most people unidentified, unacknowledged needs.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 6 that we've identified. The first, I think, is often maybe one of the last to be satisfied in a group experience, but it's accepting myself as a member of this group.
Mm-hmm.
So, if we 4 in this room, we 5 in this room, became a group of colleagues, do I feel like I am worthy to be here? A second one is, will this group encourage and support me growing into my potential? Those are very personal needs.
So you know that dynamic within yourself, between the self that you are, accepting that, warts, wonderfulness, all that, and the self that you could be. You know you're not done yet, And so that important dynamic creates it's a positive creative tension between accepting who I am and what my potential is.
Right. In many ways, this conference or even this interview is much like that. I mean, we're relatively early in bringing the book out, and so how does this conversation help me to be more articulate the next time somebody asks me to talk about the book? Yesterday was a great example where we played off each other, and you
In our
brought your
session.
experience, I brought mine. The next 2 have to do with the group experience, the group frame on our 6 needs. One is to join in common purpose with others, and within that common purpose to bond, bond is about connection. It's about a shared sense of identity.
Peter Block talked about belonging, has a new book that's a very nice companion to ours on community, sense of belonging, and so bond is a lot about belonging.
Right, but it's bond within the context of a shared purpose.
Yeah.
And then finally, we branch out to what we think of as the world, meaning what's the world in which this group sits, and the purpose of this group. What surrounds the purpose of the group?
In the world.
In the world. So, for example, a team that I helped to facilitate over 18 months with a client that was set up as a cross-functional team charged by the executive to help shift the culture of this organization. The world of that committee was the organization.
Some people's world is the whole world. If you're working on climate change, it's not just the climate change here in Seattle.
Right.
It's about so it's taking on the whole world. Others are it's a group within a parent-teacher-student association in a school, and they're trying to change something about that school. That's their world.
Right, and there are 2 elements there. The first is reality, meaning understanding and accepting, taking in the real stuff, not pretending, understanding the dynamics, the issues, the
Knowing
content.
what you're starting from.
Exactly, and then the last piece is impact, which is all about being ready to act and that heartfelt desire to make a difference. So our proposition is that when each of us as human beings, unconsciously mostly, bring these longings, these needs to a group, whether it's a dinner party or a cross-functional team, and that at some almost primitive level, we hope that these needs will in some way be satisfied. And from our field research, we're able to test these needs against 40 different interviews and stories. So we're fairly confident of them at this point. But the notion is when we say in the book, when 2 or more of these needs are satisfied, people have an experience that it becomes remarkable. And literally, the more that are satisfied, met, attended to, the more powerful the group experience can be.
And
It
I was
can be
about to
trans-